Welcome back, everybody! Today, we're gonna see the problems about Edgeworth and having problems, and he still has problems, and he's like, I have so many problems. We get it, Edgeworth, you have problems. Tell me what your problem is already. John, it is painfully obvious that I have a problem. You were desperately trying to hide something from me. What are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything. You were hiding something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? Ah! Why'd you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact you made no mention of it only serves to cast more suspicion upon yourself. Well, I mean, maybe it was clear before and then it got added later for some reason. I don't know. That's because... I hope you have a convincing explanation. Judge Courtney. You will not suspect my son. Allow me to explain. Why are you... The yellow stain left in the president's chest is almost certainly Lion Lily Pollen. Lion Lily? When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies are beautiful flowers with stunning golden petals. Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten on the president's suit. That much, though, in that specific spot of his chest, though? Why? Huh? But... I don't really get it. I didn't see any lilies in the security footage, though. I mean, maybe for some reason she's holding it right specifically behind his arm? I don't know. They were simply obscured by the president's body. Why did you bring a bouquet? Did that... I cannot say... What? Oh... What if... That would be really weird, but what if the president was actually the father of John Martian? Oh gosh, what if that's the reason why she brought a bouquet? Maybe it's like, oh, look at that, holy crud. Hey, you're keeping way too many secrets. You won't tell us why you met with the president, or the reason you brought him the flowers? My apologies. However, I did give him a bouquet. That much is true. But when the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Ha! Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can say this, and you don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Hold it! Hey, cut it out! John! I threw the flowers away. You threw them away? So there were flowers near the body when you found it? Yeah, that's right. They were right on top of the president's body. They'd been crushed as flat as pancakes, though. Ah, I see. The flowers were squashed by Muzilla's head, too. And a large amount of pollen got stuck to the president's suit. That seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out of your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. So John's not going to tell us anything either. I guess mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh? That is not true. At the very least, I can tell you why John threw away those flowers. Why? Why would you know why he threw them away? Huh? John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand, did you not? ... Ah, I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. That's not true. You're all wrong. That was his worst lie yet. Bouquet data jotted down by organizer. A bouquet of lion lilies Judge Courtney gave to the president. Found on top of the body by John. Crime scene notes updated my organizer. COD, crushed to death. Time of death April 5th around 11 p.m. Touch to check one for details. I often decorate our house with those flowers. Let's see. Yellow stain on the suit is pollen from Lion Lilies. I see. So that's the new information that got added. Now it all makes sense. Let's see. Ooh, look at those flowers. They look so nice. The bouquet must have reminded him of me. So the pup just happens to find the flowers from his mother's bouquet on top of the body. That's why he threw them away and kept silent about the body. Ha! That's a tiny little story if I've ever heard one. Why would he have not cleaned up the pollen, though, afterwards? That's what I don't get. And what's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lang. Don't tell me you've forgotten already, Missy. This pup confessed that he caused the monster's head to fall last night. Oh, that's true, but... He's currently the only suspect in the president's murder. It is true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there is someone other than John who is far more suspicious. I'm assuming we're talking about Blaze the Best finally, right? What'd you say? John himself was kidnapped by that very person not too long ago. Oh, the mystery kidnapper? How did they not find the kidnapper there, though? And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal! A refrigerated warehouse? That's right, pal! Oh, so it wasn't a waste center then, I see. The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so he wasn't about to freeze to death. But if he hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him. Once the sleeping drugs wore off, he was finally able to call out for help. Sleeping drugs, huh? If I recall correctly, when you were kidnapped. That's right, there was a bottle lying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. I think it was the same thing that was used on me not long ago. That sleepy zzz stuff, it's super powerful. Sleeping drugs, data jotted down my organizer, used on Kay and John when they were abducted. The brand name is Sleepy Zzz. How about it, Agent Lang? John is clearly a victim. There was a mastermind at work behind the scenes of this case. I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind. You say they were here last night? I still don't know for sure yet. Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed, I still don't have any evidence that ties the mastermind to this murder. Is there someone else? Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? Well, again, I mean, yeah, it could be... It could have been Blaze. That's it. As I thought, in the end, the pup is our only suspect. Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lang? What's this? Didn't we prove it earlier? Last night there was one more person here. So is it true that Blaze the Best was the kidnapper, but how was he in court while he was calling us, though? That wouldn't make any sense. Blaze the Best? You're saying he's the one who did it? Last night, John was not alone. Blaze the Best was here, too. Shouldn't we consider him to be a new suspect? Blaze the Best killed the president? It's entirely possible. ... Blaze the Best. It can't be. The same guy from 12 years ago. 12 years ago? That keeps popping up. Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my old man were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life. Lang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago! You got it, ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for suspended sentence, don't you agree? Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? nothing that concerns you. On the contrary, it might just have some sort of connection with this case. And I suppose you have some proof, Mr. Prosecutor. Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? If you don't have any evidence, then there's no point in talking about it. Is there any evidence that connects the case with what happened 12 years ago? Well, I have an assumption, but let me make sure. Before I go right into that. Playback audio. Along with late President Zhang Fa. Well, I mean, that's one. That is one, perhaps. Because, I mean, that connects the president with Blaze the Best, kind of, right there. No, one by Blaze the Best when he dug the monster's footprint black holes. Case files, nope. Report nightly connecting Dogen with Patricia Rowland to Blaze the Best. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. We're connecting Rowland with Blaze the Best, so I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but So should I go for that, or should I go for the other thing that I'm thinking of? This thing. I'm gonna go with that one actually. The case file. Please let that be right. Yay! This is a report written by Patricia Rowland to Blaze the Best regarding Nightly. Please read this part here. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. Oh yeah, it's true. I did also mention that as well. I didn't look into more details, but I was like, yeah, it's probably what it is. That's not all. Take a look at this as well. This letter was sent to Jill Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Would that have also been a right answer, perhaps? Although the sender is currently unknown, here it is written as follows. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? Agent Lang, something big is happening here. Jill Crane's murdered 2 days ago, and now the president's murdered today. There has to be some connection there. And the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? You're asking me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan. Agent Lang, I beg of you. ... I don't know, but someone said, hold it. Hold it! Who was that just now? Oh, Shifu! You guys, what are you all doing here? We followed you here, Shifu! We heard that Shifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago. You idiots. I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your own post. Sir, we can't do that. What do you say? Are you disobeying my order? Shifu, we also beg of you. Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago. None of us could ever forget that case. We know you feel the same way, Shifu. ... Agent Lang, even your former subordinates desire to investigate the case. And you think you can solve the mysteries of that case? Perhaps I can, with your help. Tuh, I got it. I accept your invitation. Shifu, Shifu, Shifu! Now then, with that decided, I guess it's my turn to shine. Kay? We're investigating a case from the past, right? And guess what the best tool for that is? The Little Mr. Thief. Right. You mean Little Thief, but whatever. If we have the case files from the past case, I can recreate it. Unfortunately, I don't have the case files. Huh? What do you mean? Access to those files is restricted. It's being treated as highly classified information. Why is that? I don't know. But it seems like there were a lot of things that they wanted to keep hidden. Even what I know is limited to what was published in the newspapers back then. That will not be a problem. In any case, please tell us what you know. Sure. How old is Lang again? Isn't he like 24, 26, something like that. How old are you, Lang? 27. So you would have been 15 when this incident occurred then. I see, I see. By the way, I didn't get any new profiles, did I? Doesn't look like I did. Okie dokie, the SS5 incident. The incident occurred on a winter day 12 years ago. It was the 10th of February. The police department in this country received a call from a group of kidnappers. We've kidnapped President Hong, they said. Kidnapped? The SS5 incident was the case of President Hong's kidnapping. They demanded a ransom of $100 million. 100 million? Wait, just how much is that? It's such a large amount, she's having trouble visualizing it. That night, my old man was the last person to meet with the president. They were together at the Zhangfa embassy until midnight on February 10th. After that, no one knows what the president was doing up until he was kidnapped. With the president's life at stake, the Zhangfa government frantically gathered the money. After that, the ransom was delivered and the president was returned safe and sound. So, President Hong has been the president since 12 years ago. That's really amazing. Well, being in office for so long is just a small part of how amazing the man is. Lang seemed a bit happy when he said that. And what happened to the kidnappers? Well, a top-secret covert investigation was carried out, then a secret trial was held. A trial? Does that mean the suspect was caught? The suspect was Patricia Rowland. Oh! Then the reason you came to the prison a few days ago... Yeah, I was put on extended leave from Interpol. So I decided to go back and reinvestigate what happened 12 years ago. First, I had to get a look at the face of my target. So the trial 12 years ago ended with a not guilty verdict? Yeah. Back then, my old man was in charge of every aspect of the president's security. He took responsibility for the kidnapping and was relieved of his post as bodyguard. But he continued to investigate as a regular police officer until he finally found the culprit. And it was none other than Patricia Rowland. There was no way she could be innocent. However, the result was a not guilty verdict. In the end, the case went unsolved. Crushed in both body and soul, my old man resigned from the police. What was the basis for arresting Patricia Rowland? There was a lot of evidence. At least, that's what I think. But I can't see those documents for myself. So that's where my story ends. What should we do with only this much information? Even the little thief would have a hard time producing a recreation. No. Is there really nothing we can do? Looks like you can use some help. I have no idea. Who's that? Oh. I already thought they were here with us, but okay, sure. Francisca. And Mr. Shields, too. We finished up with the trial and finally managed to catch up with you guys. Here, take this! Wait, how did they finish the trial without the judge? Did they get the regular judge to fill in or something and finish a case for us? This is... Ah, it's the case files for the SS5 incident, sir. SS5 incident files jotted down by my organizer. 12 years ago, the president was kidnapped and a witness was killed. Touch the check button for details. When Roland mentioned the 12 years ago, during the trial, it caught my interest. But wait a second, also, that... Wasn't Sebastian there, so why did Francisca have to come later? Could she have come with us in the first place? I don't get it, but sure. The president of Zhangfa, Di Jun Hong, was kidnapped on February 10th, 12 years ago. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of $100 million. Dai Long Lang confirmed that on the evening of the incident, the president was at the Zhangfa embassy until midnight. Prosecutor Blaze the Best, suspect Patricia Rowland. I see. I do see indeed.
I looked into it immediately and got it in touch with Interpol.
I expected no less from you, Francisca.
Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. I didn't prepare these documents for you, the former prosecutor. I did it for the sake of the investigator taking out the case of his father left behind.
Sis. But I thought information on the SS5 incident was restricted to the public.
That restriction was placed on by the prosecutor in charge of the case, Blaze the Best.
Blaze the Best was the prosecutor in charge? Edgeworth, did we not just review the case file? I mean, that should have already been obvious to you. Him.
However, as a result of the trial just now, Blaze's authority has been revoked. It's all thanks to his son.
Sebastian? By bringing down his father, the door to this past case has been opened.
Prosecutor the Best is currently wrapping things up in Professor Roland's trial. He told me to relay this message to you. Leave Pops and his cohorts to me. You guys just take care of the case on your end.
Heh. He's become quite reliable right before our very eyes.
Truly. Alrighty then. This is perfect. Now that we have the files, just leave the recreation to me.
I don't really see how these files are really gonna help much more than they already are, so I mean, geez. Alright, I really don't know how that's gonna help, but I'll take your word for it, Kay. Indeed. Well, then let us begin. According to these documents, it appears that the incident took place right in front of the Tower Plaza. Oh, really? Right here? Okay, then.
Let's head to the plaza right away.
And no one else is going to bother following for some reason. Oh, never mind. Okay, they followed. It just didn't show them following.
April 6th, 3:25 p.m. Outside Grand Tower Plaza.
Okay, would you please activate the little Mr. Thief?
Right. With these case files, recreating everything should be a snap.
Why is she not correcting him and saying little thief instead of little Mr. Thief?
Where should I start?
Where indeed? According to these documents, it seems there was a witness to the kidnapping of the president. A freelance journalist by the name of Jack Cameron. However, he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and was murdered by the culprit.
So that would mean the place he saw the president at was here. Here? At the Grand Tower?
No, the Grand Tower was only built around a year ago, Kay. Before that, this place contained mostly old abandoned buildings. However, 12 years ago, this place was...
Ha! Now you're finally talking about some stuff that I know.
Huh.
Yeah, 12 years ago at this very spot was... the Happy Family Home. What's that, pal? It was a place where children who had lost their parents could live. Or to put it simply, it was an orphanage. So they tore down an orphanage for a building? Okay, then.
So the president was kidnapped at the orphanage.
And the head of that facility at the time was Patricia Rowland. Apparently, Rowland always referred to it as her home.
Oh.
It seems that suspicion would naturally fall upon her.
Patricia Rowland, Blaze the Best, and President Hong. The darkness that remains from the SS5 incident still casts a shadow on the present case. Okay, I'd like you to input the investigation data from Jack Cameron's murder case. We can probably assume that he was killed by one of the kidnappers.
So if we solve the murder case, we'll know who the kidnappers were, right?
Precisely. I'm counting on you.
Alright, here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa! You're not gonna say your modern day Robin Hood line? Okay, whatever. It's fine. Whoa now. There's a lot of stuff here. Wow! What the heck is this? Everything's green.
I've come to expect such reactions. is a recreation of the grounds of the facility that stood here 12 years ago. Based on the documents from the police investigation. I recreated the scene to show what it looked like when the police arrived at 7 AM the next day. It appears a fair amount of snow had piled up here. Ugh. Yeah, I heard that the footprints in the snow were prime pieces of evidence. Ugh, excuse me. Jeez Louise. The snow fell during the day on the day of the incident. So the snow only fell before the crime took place. Which means the footprints wouldn't have been erased by any further snow. I must make sure to pay close attention to these footprints. Begin investigation, orphanage front yard. Okay then. So I guess we'll just go ahead and talk to people. What a scoop. Will you look at that? Those folks have done turned green. Maybe they're sick or something. But their clothes are green too. Well, I'll be their clothes are all green too. I reckon this ain't no ordinary disease. You picked up something on something good. Looks like you're taking to the next level. Yes, Chief. It looks like there's no way we'll be getting a word in. Not that I have any desire to intervene. Exactly. Who needs to intervene, right? Oh. Stuffy! Don't you dare say a word! I'm warning you! Eek, Mr. Edgeworth, please help me, sir! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? It's about the story behind the SS5 incident, sir. Even though Blaze may have lost his authority, there's no way you can get confidential documents this quickly. That got me curious, so I made a few calls and asked around. And I found out that Miss Von Karma used all sorts of forceful tactics too. Scruffy! I thought I warned you! You've done a lot for us, Francisca. I promise I will bring this to an end with my own hands. We'll see about that, we'll see. I kind of figured that was going to be the same thing, but better safe than sorry anyway. Alright, Kay, what do we got to say? Yeah, what's up? Notice anything? So there was an orphanage here 12 years ago. And what's more, the head of the orphanage was Miss Rowland. Talk about a surprise. I should go from the head of an orphanage to the head of a prison. So that means that this was where the SS5 incident occurred 12 years ago. The one where the president of the Zhang was kidnapped, right? Yes. And the only witness, Jack Cameron, was then subsequently murdered. However, when you consider that this case was classified as top secret, it starts to smell fishy. Like there's something hidden behind this case. Even so, the people involved in this case, aren't they all people that we already know? Trisha Rowland, Blaze the Best, and the president of Zhang Fa. Cases that we've been involved in recently, and the SS5 incident. It's hard to think they're not related. But still the truth hidden behind this case. I'll keep updating the info if we find anything new, so let's focus on the areas that have changed in the recreation. I suppose we shall do that. I think your little Mr. Thief would help us out once again. It's just Little Thief, and no matter how useful Little Thief is, she finally corrected him. Oh my gosh. If there's an error with the info, the recreation could come out a bit strange. If you find anything strange, please present some evidence. So I can examine things like I normally do, even if it's just a recreation. Yup. Please go all out and investigate every suspicious nook and looking nook and cranny. I don't have enough data to do it now, but once you gather enough info, I can recreate the scene at a different moment in time. Alright, I'll ask for your help when the time comes. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go back and do this and present some evidence. Because we got some new information to present today. I believe it's this one, the bouquet. I bet that even a great thief has rights. For example, we have the right to choose what we want to steal because I like to repeat what I say and stuff like that. Nothing to say about the sleeping drugs that put you to sleep? Okay. This is a case that's gone on for over 12 years. It's a really long time. Back then I was just a small kid. Mr. Lang and his clan have been agonizing and suffering all this time. We definitely have to solve this case. I'll do my best as well. Indeed. I'll ask you to check the case files when necessary. Right. I'll read every word loudly and with great feeling. No. There's no need to put such emotion into it. Oh, nonsense, Edgeworth. There's always a need to put that kind of emotion into it, isn't there? I think there is. So we got every one of these people. Okay, so Mr. Shields is the only one standing by himself. Well, that's weird. Well, anyway, everyone, on the next exciting episode, we're going to talk to the rest of these people, Lang and Men in Black, Courtney and John, and Mr. Shields, and we're going to be, you know, investigating some other things, of course. Also, where are we standing right in front of the building? So where'd the building go, and why are we able to walk right through it? This is where the building was. Doesn't make any sense. Logic makes no sense anymore. Gosh dang it, I don't get it. Anyway, everyone, I'll see you all later. Bye! No, don't leave me, please.